Number 4, Duke versus number 1, Houston. Duke first. First game in, they necessarily didn't really shoot Vermont out the gym like most people expected them to, even though they still won by 17 points. I don't want to say struggled, but it wasn't as dominant as the first half as you would have expected. But they definitely found a way to really clamp down that second half and give themselves some cushion. While Duke has a main guy, this one was more of a team effort. So Jared McCain, of course, had himself a game. That's their main guy. 15 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Tyrese Proctor had 13 points. Jeremy Roach, 14. Mark Mitchell, 15. Kyle Flipowski was the only one out of the starters without double-digit scoring. But he's their big man, and he did bring in 12 boards, so he did exactly what he was supposed to do in that game. Their focus this game was more kind of guard penetration, dishing, picking and rolling action. A lot of attack in the rim. This pretty much helped them take that lead in the second half, really get to the free throw line, and they actually ended up the game with 29 free throw attempts, hitting 20 of them. So the real physical game for them offensively, attacking the rim, penetrating, really forcing Vermont to kind of make some decisions. The next game against James Madison, they showed us more of what we expected. Duke kind of gave us a Duke they were supposed to be. 23-point lead to end the first half, 38-point win to finish. This one was a dominant game for Duke and a dominant game for their main guy. Like I said, they have a main guy even though they have a great team around them. But you already know who their main guy is, and that's definitely Jared McCain. McCain scored 30 this game against James Madison. Shot the ball well, extremely well. I think he was finding his shot all night, pretty much was in the zone, and once he started going, no one could stop him. Now, don't get it twisted. It wasn't just him. The rest of the team definitely helped contributed. 3 more of the starters scored over 13. And as a team, pretty much they were disgusting from perimeter, disgusting from 3, hitting 50% from deep, 14 for 28. Pretty much making sure that this was McCain's coming out game, letting us know this is a taste of what he can do. This is what he can give us, and this is what we should expect heading into the next round. For Houston, excuse me. For Houston, number 1 seed gave us exactly what we should expect in that first game. 40-point win over the Long Beach Lancers. Dismantled them from start to finish, mostly on the defensive end, if I might add. Only one player from the Lancers scored 10, while everyone else could even come close to touching double digits. 84-46 win for Houston. Pretty much did their thing, gave us what we needed as a number 1 seed in the first game. Jamal Shee led the way this game in the first game of the tournament for Houston. I wouldn't necessarily say in points because he didn't lead in points, but 11 points and 9 assists. Staying involved in the game, being aware of what he had to do, making sure he got everyone involved, keeping pace, kind of making sure he needed what he needed to do as a guard. Obviously, his running mates did the same exact thing. They do like to run kind of 3 guards, a little bit quick pace, little guard heavy. So his running partners, Emmanuel Sharp, had 13, while LJ Cryer had 17. So pretty much good guard play coming from the 3 starters. Damian Dunn's another guard coming off the bench, scored 17. Pretty much seemed like the Cougars guards, all of them were damn near unstoppable all night. Offense, they did well. Defense, they forced the pressure. They shot the ball well when they needed to. Definitely a great outing for the Cougars and a great first game. Exactly what we should expect from number 1 seed. Second game, they definitely had to fight a war. It was against Texas A&M, and it almost looked like a damn near NBA game. Score being 100-95 and an overtime win for the Cougars. This is a back and forth game all game. Just like the first game, like I said, the guards were playing well all night. Obviously, that's kind of their identity. But the issue is they couldn't stop the guards and the other team whatsoever. Not once. So basically, Sheed, as I said, he's gonna lead the way. This time he did. What points? 21 points, 10 assists, double double. Sharp, pretty much. No, she didn't lead with points. That's what I meant. Not with points, but with assists again as well with the 21, 10 double double. It was Sharp who led the game with 30, and Cryer himself came again, dropped 20. Both teams played physical. This was like I said, this was a back and forth game. Physical attacking from the guards on both ends, offensive and defensive, as well as both ends, meaning both teams. They were forcing the action, forcing free throws, pretty much able to slow down the Aggies in clutch. Big men step up, got more rebounding, stepped up a little scoring, and like I said, in that overtime, they pretty much notched in those 5 extra points that they needed to get that 5-point win. Houston versus Duke. This is about to be a game. Powerhouse versus powerhouse. I can't wait for it. Houston will probably lean in a guard play, try to attack the rim, force some good shots, really get in there, use their quickness and athleticism. And Duke, they're going to rely on multiple talent, man. They have variety. They have firepower at every position. Their offense that has top-tier flashes, make you pay almost anywhere in the court. And they're going to face off against a defense that has the ability to make any hot team pretty much come to a complete halt. Question is, which one will prevail? I will say the Cougars do a good job at forcing you out to rhythm. Like I said, good defense. They force you out your game plan. They're veterans. They're well coached, deep experience, and they make anyone's life hard. From what I've seen, not only, and I guess the first game it makes sense, but even before the first game, from what I've seen from the Blue Devils, and not necessarily them, but just us, media, fans, just people who enjoy the game, is they've been really underestimated. And it's hard to say Duke underestimated. What are you talking about? Yes, this tournament so far, people have already expected them to have issues, and a lot of people are expecting them to have major issues going up against the Cougars. Cougars defense is top tier, so Duke is definitely know that what they're getting at, and that's why people think that they're gonna have a rough time winning. But I will say Duke also has a pretty good defense. Stat wise, it doesn't jump out the gym, but they will also try to make your life hard. Have some good defensive schemes. I think the difference will be the scoring. Houston's gonna make life hard defensively. Duke is gonna make life hard offensively. I think it's a very, 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 very close game. But I do think that Duke just slightly edges. Maybe a 2 to 4 point win, 5 at most. That's how I'm thinking it's going to go. Duke is one of the only teams, I want to say actually the only team left, that has all 5 starters averaging double digits throughout the season, that is. And that just goes to show that they have variety. They have firepower at all the positions. If you make life difficult like the Cougars will do, they have other options to go to. They're also well coached. It's experience and veteranship, if that's a word, that people are pretty much questioning. I'm not going to question it, man. Them boys are hooping. I'm going to let them hoop. I think that they just, like I said, close game. I could be wrong, but I do think that Duke slightly edges over Houston. So I got Duke advancing to the Elite Eight.